What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope y'all had a great weekend, and I hope y'all have a great week. Um, let's get into the weekend. Uh, the New Jersey Reptile and Exotic Pet Show was over the weekend and stuff. Um, I'm not sure. I think I seen a couple people went to that. I think Sammy went to that. I think Arachne Cat went to that. She sold out on her tarantulas and stuff, so that was pretty cool. Shout out to her. That was her first time vending the show, so that was a really good, positive experience for her. I know she was pretty nervous going into it, but you showed up, you showed out, showed your ass, pause, and you did your thing. You sold out on all your animals, all your tarantulas. That's what's up. Shout out to Cat. Good job. Shout out to everybody that went to the show. Um, just showed up for networking, marketing, or showed up to vend and sold your animals. Even if you didn't sell an animal this weekend at the show, shout out to you for still showing up, showing your face, and just being a part in the face of the community and being there for the people and for the pet vendors and not vendors but customers and everybody like that. We still need people there to show up and stuff. So it might not have been your time this weekend, but it'll be your time next weekend. You never know. Speaking of reptile shows, though, uh, I still haven't seen a lot of pictures from Sear, man. Y'all are disappointing me. I heard there was a lot of variety of animals there, and I want to see some. I still haven't seen really anything. Looks like the star animals of the show was Ash and his malice stuff, and him just going around and showing it to people. So shout out to Ash, bro. Again, you did your thing. You showed up, you showed out, and you showed your ass. No freaky. But yeah, bro. You weren't even a vendor of a show, and as far as I'm concerned, and from what it looks like on the gram and shit like that, you had the best animals of the show. So shout out to you. Fuck yeah. Um, More reptile show news. We got Repticon coming up in Tampa, 2 weeks from now, I think, the 21st or something like that. So everybody going to Repticon. That'll be cool. Definitely looking forward to seeing that and everybody's videos and posts from that and seeing what goes on over there. I think the same weekend we got the Scaled Up Expo in Wisconsin. Um, that's not too far from me. I might go show up to that one and just chill out. Hit up Wiz and Jesus, see if they want to roll out and go hang out for the day. Speaking of Wiz and Jesus, say what's up to the chat right quick. Got the homie Aaron number 3. Shout out to the sponsor of the channel. If you guys don't already follow Aaron, man, you guys are sleeping, go hit him up, follow him on the gram. He's got all that cool Wookiee stuff, Wookiee clowns, Monarch, Rainbow. If you're looking to get any of those projects, definitely that's the guy to hit up. Who else we got? We got the homie, the Silent Assassin, James. What up, bro? Good morning. I appreciate you being here. And then we got the vampire, bro. Thanks for tapping in. I know the sun's out. I didn't think you'd be able to be here, bro. You must got the dark out curtains up today or something. But appreciate you. Shout out to Wiz Cacao, tapping in from work. Hell yeah. And that's everybody so far. Thank you guys for tapping in. But yeah, man, right after this Scaled Up Expo and Repticon and everything, then KG's got his show, I think the following weekend in LA. So everybody going to that. That'll be super cool. Unfortunately I had to miss this one. It's just super early in the year and there's a lot of shit going on. It's my kid's birthday this past weekend. Got Valentine's Day coming up, so I don't know. Definitely probably gonna plan it out to try to make that one work for next year or maybe go to the one that's later on in the year in December or something like that. But definitely gotta make it out to KG show, show him some love, because he always showing me love and everybody else in the community love. KG's the fucking man. Shout out to KG, Brahm Project, shout out to D, shout out to the whole bomb squad. Shout out if you keep the fucking sticker on your hat. Gang gang. Yeah. But yeah, man, we got KG show, and then right after that, we got Tinley, March Tinley. Hell yeah. Can't wait. That's my local show. It's always a fucking movie, no matter what. Probably gonna run into KG. I hope. You better be there, bro. Um, Shout out, see Wiz again. Always, always. Probably see Jesus. I better see you, Jesus, this time. We got things to do. Pause. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to Tinley, man. With me being local to Chicago, I get to go to all the Tinleys, which is cool. But at the same time, so far it's really the only show I've been to. Other than like a couple other local shows, I go to Brian's ARS Midwest show in Indy sometimes. That's a little bit further from me now than where I used to be in Amish Town. So, but yeah, I need to definitely start hitting up more shows, getting around and stuff like that. I think it'll be good not only for myself and for my business, but just my mental state, bro. It sucks, just doing the daily grind and living in the matrix all the time and going to work every day and shit. I feel like going to these reptile shows. Whoa, there goes my chair. No, I feel like going to these reptile shows is like my little escape sometimes from the matrix and stuff. And it's where I can just escape and not worry about the daily grind, shit like that, and just hang out and just be myself and do my thing and see my friends and green tea it up. And you guys know, bro. You guys know. I don't have to explain nothing. Got the homie Duval in the building. What up, bro? Hell yeah. Good morning. Appreciate you, bro. And we got, who's this? We got Sight in the building. Thanks for tapping in, homie. But yeah, man. Speaking of reptile shows, one table that I always stop by at Tinley, you guys already know. If you ain't stopping by that table when you go to Tinley, you're definitely sleeping. But that's the straight fire booth. Just self-explanatory. There's always fire coming out of that booth off that table, man. 10 times out of 10, that's gonna be the best animal at the show. And hopefully we get to see this animal when we show up in a couple of weeks here. But yeah, check that out. I have no idea what that is because shout out to the homie Levance. If you want to know, you gotta ask him. And if I know the homie Levance, he probably still trying to figure it out. So good luck on that one. But yeah, this thing is just amazingly freaking beautiful. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I don't know. He just posted. You know how Levance does. He be digging under the counter. He just be busting out this fire, bro. Look at this. This is crazy. Like I said, I don't have no idea what it is, but it's obviously a clown. And if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say it's DG just because how clean it is, how bright them yellows are in the alien heads there. You see the dark black contrast around the alien heads. That's kind of indicative of a DG. But what's really cool, what I really like and stuff, is the oranges too. You got them bright yellows and shit showing out, but then you got these oranges, and then you got this like crazy stuff, pixelation type stuff going on more towards the dorsal. stuff. You can see a little bit more in this picture, but you get a little over here, a little here. That kind of stuff is really cool. I just always like that when it shows out in whatever combos it comes out in. It's just really busy. It's hard to tell what it is that's going on there or what's making it do it. It almost kind of looks like, like when you get a cool high pattern pied or something, but it's obviously not pied. Knowing Levance, this could be het for pied. You never know. But I don't know. This could be one of his cool carbon clown combos. I don't know. That's the cool thing about Levance, though, is that when y'all are going right, he's going left. Y'all try to go left, he's going to hit you with that U-turn. He's going to do his own thing, stay creative, not chasing nobody else's projects, not even trying to freaking come close to what anybody else is doing. He's doing his own thing. And like he said in the post, bro, there's a reason why you keep it to yourself sometimes. If he told y'all what this was, y'all gonna go try to copy it. Just like when he busted out the Stranger Ultramel clown a couple Tinleys ago. Now how many of you guys are trying to copy that shit? Stop trying to copy it. Do your own thing. Shout out to Levance. Straight fire. Shout out to Wesley. Shout out to young Dr. Deuce in the building. Hell yeah. It's always a freaking movie, bro. You guys already know. But yeah. Hopefully I get to see that mofo in person when I go to Tinley. You never know. Might be in the tubs doing rotations. We get see some babies out of that in a couple months. That's gonna be it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be crazy. But that's what's up about this ball python shit, bro. I feel like right now, I wasn't in this shit before COVID, so I don't really can't say too much, speak too much on it. So, but from what I hear, what I see, stuff like that, it seems like the market's starting to level out from like I guess it was crazy during COVID and stuff, and prices being crazy and everybody just buying stuff and whatever. It seems like things are starting to level out. A lot of big breeders, even the smaller breeders, are starting to scale back their production, not breeding so many clutches. They're going more for the quality over quantity era and phase, which I feel like that's how it should have always been, bro. Like quantity, you guys are wondering why the ball python market is saturated and why prices suck and why your crazy recessive combos are only a couple $100 now for a double recessive. It's because y'all did that. Y'all did that. The COVID shit hit, people were buying, you said, oh, let me capitalize on this. Fuck my projects, fuck my creativity, what I'm doing, and shit like that. Let me just try to make as much animals as I can to sell as much as I can. And then here we are a couple years later, and basically most of the people that created the problem are the ones complaining about the problem. So use this as a learning tool. Don't do it again. Basically. That's not everybody either. There's a lot of people out there that still stayed project minded and went more for the quality. So shout out to them. But yeah, man, let's use this time to move past whatever happened and learn from it and just stay on the quality tip. Pause. In my opinion, quality is always gonna matter way over quantity and stuff. There's a lot, you got a morph market, and for a good example, DG and or hypo. You look up one visual and you can hardly tell that it's a DG and stuff. And you look up another one and it's just like burning your eyes because it's so, the quality. So that's my opinion. opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. I probably am an asshole. Whatever. But anyways, let's get into the news. Yeah. So news wise, last week, I had brought up the whole iguana thing in Florida and how, they were allowing people to collect them falling out the trees without permit because you usually need a permit and stuff. Um, I guess it's my own fault, my own not paying attention is whatever you want to say. But I guess I didn't really realize that usually when they do collect them, um, they just say they're doing humane um things with them after that. And that's not so much the case. They're usually euthanizing them, and they say they euthanize them humanely and stuff. But what we've seen this week is anything but humane. Um, Even though they're bringing them to be euthanized anyways, it's still like we see in the videos of people just grabbing them and just grabbing them in any type of way and just literally tossing them into big totes, stuff like that. Bro, these are still living creatures, even though they might be stunned and paralyzed and frozen, falling out the tree. At that point, when you're throwing them in that tub, 9 out of 10 of them are still alive, and that treating them like that's not humane. And I can only imagine like what methods they probably use to euthanize them. I'm sure that's not humane either. My opinion, euthanization of them, whether they're invasive or not, is still not humane. There's so many other um, routes and avenues that they could go with that and go to like some type of sanctuary or a zoos or just all types of stuff. There's a lot more things that they could do rather than just euthanizing them. Um, so they just euthanized like over 5,000 iguanas this week and stuff. It might be beneficial for Florida's environment to get rid of them because they are invasive or whatever. But like I said, there's still other things they could have done. Man, they could take them to sanctuaries. They could do this. They could do that. I don't think euthanizing them, in my opinion, is the answer. And then, just like I said, obviously the way that they were being handled and treated, whether they were stunned or not, is not acceptable. We definitely have to do something about that and move past that. And it's not good in the eyes of like lawmakers either. One, it shows lawmakers how many the numbers of invasive species that there are in Florida, and even though it's Florida, it's something that lawmakers nationwide pay attention to. So it could still affect laws in other states and stuff. Just because it's not Florida doesn't mean it only applies to Florida. So there's that, and then there's also the on video of how people were handling them, and lawmakers see that and they assume that that's what everybody does, and it's obviously not humane and doesn't not only doesn't look cool, it's not cool, not good to be handling them and treating them like that. And then like I said, that shit being on video and just being all over the news, and the people that really pay attention to it are the people that are trying to impose these regulations and these bans and stuff. So that's something that needs to be looked at and changed for sure. But that's also why it's more important that everybody gets out and supports US ARC and becomes a member, because they're the ones who show up in Congress for us and fight for us, and they're our voice. They let the lawmakers know that, like, hey, like, we don't condone that shit either. That's not the image or the voice of the reptile industry, the keeper industry, the trade, anything like that. That's, that was Florida Wildlife Commission doing horrible things. How many times have we caught them doing horrible things? And then it makes us look bad and stuff. So that's, man, I only got words for that shit. Like I said, bro, just more important why everybody goes out and supports USARK. Strength in numbers. Like I said, they're a nonprofit organization that fights for us. So every dollar, every donation, every post that you make, even hashtags, anything like that that you're pushing the name of USARK helps. It all helps. Don't ever think that it doesn't, because it does. Everything is just, that you can do just helps them do what they do to help us. So definitely support the art. What else do we got in reptile news? We do have they're trying to impose tighter regulations in CITES, especially on captive bred animals and stuff like that. I don't want to get too much into it and the politics of it, but what they're basically saying, this isn't going to be a year of bans. It's going to be more a year of paperwork. They're not playing around with these imports and stuff like that no more. There's going to be a lot tighter restrictions on, like I said, your paperwork. Lineage is going to really be a big thing and really matter on proving the lineage and proving that they're captive bred. They're going to be wanting to see photos and proof, hatch records, sales records, stuff like that. So people that are already doing that stuff and keeping good paperwork of their breedings and their sales and everything like that, you guys are going to be way ahead of the game. And shout out to you, and help be a voice. Get out and start preaching that stuff to everybody else and showing them how to do it, showing them the right way, telling them why it's important and things like that, because that's really going to matter going forwards. I think we're going to see a lot tighter restrictions on imports from other countries of not just any specific species, but like basically everything. So that's really gonna play a big part in the captive breeding that we have going on here, because what we got is probably gonna be what we got after a while. So that's gonna be big for not only like the pet trade, but also for conservation of certain species as well. I think we're entering an era where we could really be looked at as a help on the conservation side, and it really matters on how people and breeders move forwards right now, going into this and being the face of that side. Like I said, you gotta do the right thing. Integrity matters. Hopefully, you're taking really good care of these animals, keeping really good records, things like that. Because then when it comes down to it, they're gonna look at that and hopefully they see it as a good thing and not as a bad thing. What else do we got in reptile news? I think that might be about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, everybody, just get out, join USARK, become a member. Like I said, everything helps them to be able to move forward. Go state to state, go to Congress, show up for us, to be our voice, be the voice of the animals. Um, and it's not just the reptiles either. Um, U.S. Ark pays very close attention to um, bans and regulations on all types of animals in every state. Because when they try to, if they win being able to ban or put regulations on one animal, it's just a foot in the door from them being able to do it to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. So even though sometimes these rules aren't about reptiles in general, they still matter. We can't have people that know nothing about these animals telling us what to do and how to do things when we're the ones who keep them and live every day with them, and we know for the most part what is uh, best for them as far as keeping them in captivity. With that being said, bro, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today, for this week. Tune in Thursday to Tinfoil Fitted. We're gonna talk about them files, man. Um, Crazy shit going on right now. Conspiracy theorists aren't looking so crazy no more, and things aren't really conspiracies no more, are they? Kind of fucked up. A lot of this shit is way, way more fucked up than anybody thought or imagined or even conspired or whatever you want to say. Um, this shit gets really, really deep. Pause. And I don't even think that it's the half of it yet. There's so much redacted stuff, so much stuff that we don't know, so many unanswered questions, so many new questions. Tap in Thursday, bro. 9 p.m. Central, right here on my channel. Tinfoil Fit. We're gonna get into it. Pause. And then, yeah. The week after that, we got a special guest host. I'm not gonna tell you who it is. If you want to know, go on my Instagram page, tap in, go find out for yourself. But it's gonna be a cool episode, for sure. Um, we're gonna revisit a topic we did before, but we're gonna add on to it and get a little bit deeper into it. Um, yeah, I don't want to say too much, but go tap in on my Insta, check it out, find out what I'm talking about while you're there. Give me a like and a follow and all the things if you don't already. And if you do, share my shit out. Get your homies up on my shit. Pause. Yeah, man. But then tap in Friday night. We got the Bosa auction this Friday. Um, I don't even gotta say anything, bro. I know you guys are gonna show up and show out for the homie, just like he does for us. It's gonna be a big one. Whatever we don't get through on Friday, if there's anything left, we're gonna run that on Saturday on Wiz's show, on Sophisticated Ignorance. And before Sophisticated Ignorance, tap into OTP on their new time, Saturday right before SI. And Saturday morning, tap into Elias, Creative Reptiles for the Snake Cinema podcast. Uh, I love that show. I try to catch the replay whenever I can. I hate that it's on when I'm at work. And it's so loud at work while I'm loud ass barking dogs, I can't hear it. But definitely a cool show. Go check out the homie. Go check out Tinfoil Fitted last week when we had Elias on and we got to talk about pop culture and pop culture conspiracies. And it's crazy. A lot of them connected all to these files and stuff too, man. So it's wild. Wild, wild, wild. Check in Thursday. Go catch Father Don for Everyday Keepers. Check out F&A for the races. Check out Jared on the genetic canvas. And whatever I missed, I didn't mean to. I'm high. That's it. Have a good week, everybody. Love y'all. Peace.